Synthia, a 30-year-old mother of two, was involved in a traffic accident in 2018 while on her way to work on a motorcycle. The accident led her to being hospitalized for several months at the Traumatology department of Doctors Without Borders in Bangui for free.
C'était le 23 septembre 2018.
It happened on September 23, 2018 at about 4:45 p.m. I was about to leave for work, and while on the motorcycle, a vehicle knocked us. I sustained 4 fractures in my left leg, and then I bled from my mouth, nose, everywhere, and I was taken to the hospital.
The first aid administered to Synthia after 1 month of treatment has not produced any satisfactory results. She will be transferred to the laboratory where new samples will be taken to discover the origins of this antibiotic resistance.
After her initial clinical and radiological checkup, she was taken to the operating theater where the wounds were cleaned. Ways were found to stop the bleeding and then to immobilize the limbs with external fixators.
The medical team is then set up to define the type of germ responsible for this resistance based on samples taken in the laboratory to determine the right treatments.
The origin of multi-resistant bacteria is twofold. On the one hand, the misuse of antibiotics, self-medication, or the purchase of antibiotics in the market, which means that every time we consume an antibiotic, we will select bacterial resistance to this antibiotic. On the other hand, the lack of hygiene, whereby an individual can pass on to another person the bacteria that he has on his hands after a bad hand washing.
After a stay in an isolation room with strictly regulated access, Synthia is allowed to return home. But the story does not end there. Every week, she has to go to the facility for outpatient checkup.